Contestant number 11, Aldrich Haiderg Naiborhu. The Cynics, Aldrich Haiderg Naiborhu.
One fun fact about myself is that I am Indonesian. I came from Jakarta. I took an MOE scholarship and came to Singapore 2 years ago when I was Sec 1. Now, it was always a dream of mine to study abroad in Singapore. Back in my home country, Singapore had always been our version of the American dream, the place where the smartest and brightest people go, the most coveted, prestigious goal of every ambitious youth. And since I was young, I've always remembered people saying things like, "Aldrich, you aim too high all the time. You need to slow down and see life more like it is." "Oh, that's never going to work. People have tried that and failed. What makes you think you're any different?" I've always been criticized by my friends for being too dreamy, too unrealistic, too far-fetched. People made fun of me, thought I would never make it. But I never listened to them. I kept on working and studying, chasing all the opportunities I could, researching for ways and paths to study abroad. And before I knew it, the opportunity presented itself upon me. And now, here I am, a little boy from Jakarta, studying abroad in Singapore. I learned something from this experience of mine, which I hold in my heart very dearly, that we should never listen to the cynics, and that we should pursue our dreams unapologetically. Cynics, I like to call them, are people who often doubt, criticize, or belittle the ambitions of others. They believe that people's efforts are futile. They are skeptics who are convinced that success is rare and undeserved. They see themselves as realists, but are often people who have not pursued their own dreams themselves. What I have learned is that there is no point in listening to such people. And I believe all of you in the audience can learn that too, especially those who have a dream that they want to achieve, but are convinced they can never do so. For these people, let me tell you something. While you may have convinced yourself that there is no point in trying to do anything bold or novel because you will never achieve it, all the great people that you respect, obviously they had their same doubts, and they pushed through it. They were intensely interested in or devoted to something, while simultaneously being doubted all the time. We forget that Einstein was once told by his professor he would never amount to much as a physicist, that Jane Austen was barely even recognized during her lifetime, that it wasn't 100 years after Chopin's death that the public really cared about his composition and his music. These people were beset on all sides by mean critics and cynics, and the worst cynic of all, themselves. But now, may I humbly recommend that if one is informed, you will never achieve what you want in life. Perhaps the most appropriate response isn't, "Yeah, you're probably right," but rather, "Get lost, and who are you anyway?" The things they will tell you, you will never achieve that. It's all been done before. You're too old, too young, too dumb. Our days get less and less each time, and they are not coming back. There's not enough time to listen to the cynics. And if one is cautious about pursuing a bold and unusual path, it may help to remember that the cynics will be forgotten just as readily as your failures will be too. There has never been a better time to do a thing than now. And there are a million bold things out there, still undone, unmade, and unsaid. The greats didn't know they were great. They were mortal humans like you and me who had simply refused to bow to cynicism. And so, everyone in the audience, in your silly dreams, in your unusual path, and in your long, winding road of life, do not ever bow to the cynics. Thank you very much.